breaking back again with top K-pop. Mexico City just became the birthplace of one of the most legendary moments in K-pop history. If you think you've seen Jungkook shine before, trust me, what happened at the Estadio GNP Seguros was something else. Something even ARMY wasn't prepared for. On the night of May 9th, 2026, the skies over Mexico City seemed to stop breathing. The entire area around the Estadio GNP Seguros was filled with purple, emanating from thousands of light sticks, forming waves of light that moved like a living aurora. The once warm air became electrified as tens of thousands of voices united, calling out a single name that had already echoed across the globe. As the stage lights dimmed and the intro music began to faintly echo in the distance, ARMY knew this wasn't just a concert. This was a night of history. And from behind the thin smoke and swirling spotlights like a whirlpool of stars, a figure emerged. With confident strides, an almost indescribable aura, and an energy that defied all expectations, the golden magne emerged. Jungkook. But that night, he wasn't the Jungkook they knew. He wasn't a sweet singer in simple clothes or a performer with his signature casual style. That night, he appeared as a modern-day cowboy, the main character of an action movie coming to life before the audience's eyes. The black hat that partially covered his face, the dark bandana around his neck, the chains gleaming in the lights, the layered Western attire that made him look like an otherworldly hero. All of it merged into one definition: godlike charisma. As he stood tall in the center of the stage, ARMY felt like they were staring at a figure straight out of a Hollywood blockbuster poster. And when the beat of Dynamite began to blare through the giant speakers, the stadium seemed to explode from within. One stomp of his foot, one turn of his body, one small smile curling up Jungkook's lips. All of it was enough to leave tens of thousands of spectators breathless. His energy was truly wild. His choreography was precise, sharp, and powerful, as if his body knew no limits. His vocals were steady, powerful, and filled with light, making every second of the performance feel like the final scene of a dream concert. Confetti slowly fell like purple snow from the stadium sky, floating around Jungkook, as if the universe were celebrating the return of a long-missed superstar. And as the dancers entered the stage in matching cowboy outfits, their formations created a visual so perfect, so aesthetic, that Cowboy Dynamite version instantly became a new legend for all who witnessed it. But the night wasn't just about Jungkook. Another, equally electrifying moment appeared like a surprise that had been awaited for years. The stage lights flashed rapidly, the LED screen lit up with dramatic effect, and suddenly, Jimin, Taeyong, Jungkook, and J-Hope appeared together, each dressed in their own unique cowboy outfits, sparking screams that shook the stadium floor. The four of them united to perform We Are Bulletproof PT2, a song that transported ARMY back to their childhood fandom, a time when BTS was just starting out. Their choreography was flawless. Every move had the same power as a decade ago, but more mature and fiery. They didn't look like a boy group returning from a long hiatus. They looked like a superhuman team that never lost sync. Their energy peaked as the members' voices echoed throughout the stadium, a feeling of nostalgia and rebirth combined into one emotional explosion. And while the night was already perfect, the emotional peak came on the second day of the concert, May 10th, 2026. As the atmosphere filled with excitement again, Jungkook stepped forward. This time, there was no wild choreography, no dramatic effects, no blaring music. Just him, his black cowboy hat, soft lights, and tens of thousands of ARMY standing there, waiting for his words. Jungkook's voice trembled slightly. His eyes welled with tears. There was a mix of gratitude, longing, love, and happiness in his gaze. "You guys make me so happy," he said. It was a simple sentence, yet it felt like an emotional blow to every ARMY in attendance. There was honesty there. There were wounds healed. There was a long journey they had traveled together.
the same way. Gotta build up
Mexico
on
may
my
have
thoughts
calmed
sitting
down
in
after
an
those
ashtray.
historic
I'm sorry
events,
that I'm
but
so
the vibrations
inconvenient,
and emotions
okay.
still
Just
lingered
let
in
me
the air,
be me
like
and I'll stay out
echoes
of your
of
way. I
distant
can see the way you
The
look at me, I'm such a
GNT
disgrace.
figure
I never really
completely
asked
erased
to
the
be
traces
brought
of
into
purple
this
light
place.
that filled
You
the
wanna
stadium,
love
as
me?
it
Well
was
then
venue
baby
itself
have a
with
taste. All the
that
highs
had
and the
witnessed
lows, no you'll
a
never be the
resurgence of
same. I don't really wanna
nostalgia,
hurt you but I
and
can't
stage
control the
power
pain. If
that
you're sticking by my
BTS
side, maybe we could be okay.
And it turns out,
Okay, okay,
incredible
maybe you
story
could be the
and
change
with
I
Jungkook's
need
dramatic
today. I promise
nor
that I've
just an
never
energetic
felt
reunion
this
of
way. I really hope that you will choose to stay through all the pain.
With We Are Bulletproof PT2. It turned out that all of that was just the beginning of a series of surprises in store for ARMY. The next day, as the Mexican sun shone warmly between city buildings, news began to circulate. Lucky fans caught videos showing the four members heading to a secret location in the city center. Rumors spread quickly. Were they filming special content? Was it a teaser for a new project? Or was it filming a short film visual that would be part of the air rain for a concert? What was certain was that the members' auras were different. Jungkook, still with remnants of the modern cowboy elements, seen carrying an acoustic guitar. Taeyong, with his enigmatic smile, occasionally glanced at the cameras of the fans following him into the scene. Jimin looked like someone holding a big surprise, while J-Hope, as usual, pulled sunshine, but with a new style that hinted at something much bigger than simple comfort.
I'm going through hell. I fake like I'm fine, but I know you can't tell. Like nothing I felt, my mind overwhelmed. I think that I'm broken, but I hope you can help. I know I'm not perfect, but some days I feel more worthless. Baby, you make me feel nervous. If I still have you, I have purpose. It's all worth it.
A short video showing the silhouettes of four BTS members in the Mexican sunset sky appeared on their official social media accounts. No words, no narration, just one simple sentence. Chapter 2 begins on stage. Fans immediately went wild. Was this a sign that BTS would be releasing something exclusive to air concerts? Or was it a symbol that a new chapter of their journey began right in Mexico City, where they once again proved that no amount of time could diminish their greatness? After the video's release, Mexico City's energy seemed to reignite. Fans flooded restaurants, streets, and hotels, replaying moments from the concert while discussing their wild feelings. Some believe Jungkook was preparing a special Cowboy remix of one of his songs. Others speculated that they were planning for a Cowboy album to continue the stage concert. But what was most talked about was how their emotional interactions, especially Jungkook's speech, made BTS's new chapter feel much warmer, more personal, and more mature than before. That night, even though the concert was over, MX City felt alive again. Thousands of ARMYs gathered around the empty concert hall, singing along to BTS songs, as if they wanted to lock in that magical atmosphere even longer. And without warning, a spotlight on the rooftop of a building near the stadium suddenly lit up slowly, forming a purple BTS symbol. There was no official announcement, no sponsorship. It was pure dedication from local ARMY members who wanted to pay their respects. The silhouette of the symbol reflected off the fans' faces, reminding them of Jungkook's words, "ARMY, I love you." No one could have imagined that such a simple sentence could make an entire city feel like home to thousands of people from all over the world. Mexico was no longer just a concert venue.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up on my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay. Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way. I can see the way you look at me, I'm such a disgrace. I never really asked to be brought into this place. You wanna love me?